Today, I'm going to talk about what happens when a nonviolent campaign really starts in earnest. The first thing that happens is people get polarized. Now, the word polarized has nothing to do with polar bears, so just get that out of your head right now. When people get polarized, they take sides, usually with whoever they were basically sympathetic to in the first place. So, people who are sympathetic to fossil fuel will even be more sympathetic, which is absurd. Ooh, I have such sympathy for the fossil fuel industry. I hope they're getting enough government subsidies. You know, they may be the most profitable corporations ever, but they would make so much more if they didn't have to pay those gigantic settlements when their oil spills ruin ecosystems. Poor fossil fuel industry. Now, of course, there's a flip side. 16% of the people in the U.S. are alarmed about climate change. Doesn't sound like much, but that's 40 million people, as well as a unanimity of polar bears. So, if we can get them really engaged in nonviolent protest and non-cooperation, then anyone sympathetic would tend to gravitate toward us. Well, turns out another 25% of the people want to do something about global warming, but for them it's not a priority, which I guess means they want to stop the world from overheating, kinda sorta, so long as it doesn't interfere with this week's poker game. But once the polarization starts, these people will tend to become more active and earnest about stopping climate change. However, this is a dangerous time for nonviolent movements. If the movement becomes violent, it's disastrous, and everybody turns against him. So, every single person who wants to stop climate change must do nothing violent, destructive, or unseemly. No breaking windows, screaming at policemen, or pooping in the streets. What you have to do is amaze people with how very cool you are. If people try to hurt you, turn the other cheek and do not fight back. Even if you are a polar bear with 6-inch claws and the strength of 40 men. This will impress people. Solidarity in the movement will grow, people who are undecided will be impressed, and people who support the opponents will develop grudging respect and perhaps even sympathy. Just remember, we're the good guys, so we have to act like it. But still, when you first engage in nonviolent struggle, it's pretty certain your support's gonna diminish, and the movement will be hit with waves of antagonism. You should actually pretty much expect this. But fear not, dear humans. The resistors themselves grow stronger resolve, which will serve them well later. As long as you're disciplined and absolutely committed to nonviolent techniques, your movement will start to strengthen and grow, and your opponent will start to lose support. And this can happen really fast. Usually at first, it's excruciatingly slow. But then, you hit a tipping point, and everything changes, and it becomes really cool to become part of the movement. That's what we're shooting for.